So finally, I want to show you an example of a range base. So go ahead and open up the range bases folder. And in here there's a file called slider.xaml. And slider is a great example of a range base. Other range bases are scroll bar and progress bar. Now the thing that all range bases have in common is they have a minimum property, a maximum property, and a value property. So go ahead and open up this file. Let's maximize XAML pad, change the font, turn off auto parsing, and then increase the size of our text area. So you can see here that we have a really simple slider, and just by specifying a width and a height we already have a slider that's functioning. In order to change the minimum and maximum properties, you just set minimum and maximum, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we can also specify a value by setting the value property. And if I hit F5 to refresh, you can see what happens. The slider has a couple of other properties that are really useful that I just want to quickly show you. The first of those is a property called tick placement. And you can use this property to tell slider to display ticks so the user knows approximately what value is being set. So the value top left would place the ticks on the top or the left, or there's a value bottom right, which would place the ticks on the bottom or the right. Now if I refresh this, you'll see the ticks. Now you can see here that because we have such a large maximum that there are way too many ticks here to actually be useful. So when dealing with ticks, a really useful property is tick frequency. And that lets us specify how often a tick gets displayed. So let's set that to 10. And if you want to give the user even more information about what value is being set, there's another handy property called auto tooltip placement. And this will automatically generate a tooltip as the user is using the slider that indicates the current value. Just like tick placement, the value for that can be top left or bottom right. So you can see if I go ahead and refresh this, and now if I interact with the slider, you'll see that tooltip. So these are handy properties on slider, and they actually do not exist on every single range base. But I wanted you to know about them because they're lesser known, and actually I think they're really useful. So let's go ahead and close out of this. And with that, you've done a basic tour of all of the different control types that are available in WPF. Now this wasn't by any means an exhaustive list of all of the controls, but it does kind of give you an idea of how to basically use each of the different types of controls that are available in WPF. Now what I'd like to do though is let's go ahead and open up our project and apply some of the knowledge that we've learned about how to use controls directly to our music player.